taking place.
3 container ships have come under fire from Iranian gunboats without warning. This one just 8 miles off the coast of Iran while outbound the Strait of Hormuz. Another gunboat caused heavy damage to the bridge of another vessel. Before these latest attacks, President Trump said in another post, quote, Iran is collapsing financially. They want the Strait of Hormuz opened immediately, starving for cash.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson at the White House. The U.S. blockade still in place around Iran's ports. Central Command posted on X 28 ships have been turned around. Sunday, one was intercepted, taken over by the U.S. military. And there's also this news out of Iran. Another person hanged.
The news outlet of Iran's judiciary says Mehdi Farid passed sensitive information to Israel's spy agency. His execution is the latest in a series of death sentences carried out on people Iran claims were working for Mossad. On Monday, 2 people were executed for allegedly planning attacks inside Iran. Opposition groups say this is really a wartime crackdown on dissent.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Florida executed a killer last night. Chadwick Willesee, convicted of murdering a neighbor in 1990, setting her on fire after she caught him burglarizing her home. Willesee went to his death maintaining he's innocent, telling the victim's family he hopes it brings him peace, but this is wrong. And then he was lethally injected. Former President Obama praising voters in Virginia for standing up for democracy after they approved a congressional redistricting that Fox's Madeline Rivera reports
could allow Dems to pick up 4 more seats in the House in the midterms, and that is a major shift as the GOP tries to hold on to a razor-thin majority. Democrats say the redistricting effort is a check on President Trump's push for GOP states to redraw their maps.
Republicans claim it's illegal, challenging the vote at Virginia's Supreme Court. America's listening to...
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft, but that's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If they find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes in your financial accounts, they'll alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that can make all the difference. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK. LifeLock.com. 800-LifeLock. 1-800-LifeLock or LifeLock.com. Use the promo code BECK at LifeLock.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Oh. There is another empty seat on Capitol Hill after Congresswoman Sheila Sherfilis-McCormick resigned, the third lawmaker to leave in a week, as the House Ethics Committee considered possibly expelling the Democrat, who denies and is fighting in court criminal charges accusing Sherfilis-McCormick of stealing millions of dollars in COVID emergency funding overpayments. At the Senate, a confirmation hearing for Kevin Warsh, the Trump nominee, to replace Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, whose term expires next month, after much criticism from the president for not cutting interest rates enough.
Democrats, like the Senate Banking Committee's ranking member, Elizabeth Warren, questioned Kevin Warsh's ability to be independent after the president promised to nominate someone who would lower interest rates.
And he's made clear that you are his sock puppets, saying last week that interest rates will drop, quote, when Kevin gets in. Yeah, I think they do.
Louisiana Republican Senator John Kennedy gave Warsh a chance to respond.
Are you going to be anybody's human sock puppet?
No, I'm honored the president nominated me for the position, and I'll be an independent actor.
But getting Warsh out of committee may be tough, as North Carolina Republican Senator Tom Tillis said he couldn't vote for Warsh until the Justice Department resolves its investigation into the current Fed chair over building renovation cost overruns. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
House Democrats have questions for FBI Director Kash Patel.
Director Patel denies and is suing over allegations of excessive drinking published by The Atlantic. Democrats on the House Judiciary Committee call the report shocking and indicative of a public emergency. They're demanding that Patel either testify under oath or complete a 10-question survey used by medical professionals to assess hazardous drinking behavior and sign a sworn statement that he's being truthful. They want it by 5 p.m. Tuesday. Committee Republicans in a statement call the Democrats' demand unserious. Chris Foster, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising up almost 300 points for the Dow. The morning after the Dow dropped nearly 300 points. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's All-American Truck Headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
Happy Wednesday. It is April 22nd, 2026. You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. I'm Sergio Sanchez along with show producer Fred Cruz, and we got AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina on standby. See what's going to happen with the temperatures and any more moisture in that forecast. We'll speak with Jason in about 3 minutes. School elections on the ballot, including some districts asking their voters for a chance to finance brick and mortar and capital projects. McAllen ISD is asking voters for approval of a $335 million bond. Next door in Sharyland, school leaders are asking for $250 million in bond money. The all-important elections that are based for school financing and school leadership are taking place across the state of Texas. Election day is May 2nd. Early voting is already underway, but some analysts looking at these elections, they say all these important elections are running under the radar.
Before the midterms, there are school board elections across the state starting next month. Experts say they get little attention, but it's important to have the right people in charge.
Deciding whether or not they should put another bond issue on the ballot, which will increase your taxes.
Sherry Sylvester with the Texas Public Policy Foundation says that dozens of school boards have fought to stop the 10 Commandments from hanging in classrooms. That's a direct result of these elections, she says.
That's Michael Board with that report. And speaking of the 10 Commandments, Texas can hang those 10 Commandments in every public school classroom. That's the decision of a federal appeals court.
The Fifth Circuit Court concluded the Texas law does not violate the Establishment Clause or the Free Exercise Clause of the First Amendment. The ruling goes on to say Senate Bill 10 requires no religious exercise or observance. Students are not taught to adopt them, nor are teachers commanded to convert students to Christianity who ask about the displays. The Fifth Circuit Court overturned a lower court decision by U.S. District Judge Fred Beery, who concluded the law improperly favored Christianity over other faiths. This decision can be appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court. In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
At Brownsville, a student has been charged with making a false report, that's a felony, alleging that there was a weapon at a Brownsville campus at Rivera Early College High School. It's 8 minutes after the hour on the Valley's Morning News. And people at work, their satisfaction, that data, that polling data, that is plummeting.
A survey by the New York Federal Reserve shows just 10% of American workers are happy at the current job, but most of them are staying put. You see, they're worried about finding another one. The survey also found workers are pessimistic about pay, benefits, and the opportunity for advancement. In New York, I'm Daria Albinger.
And, well, I don't know if he's happy with his job, but he's still around. I guess it's a steady paycheck. It's AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina joining us. I want to say thank you to our supporters. Big thank you to Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch. I tell you, he's got really happy people. He's had people there for decades and decades. Martin Farm and Ranch, for your pets, livestock, and exotics. Get the nutrition you need from Purina. Big thank you as well to all the gang at Rivera's Machinery on the Expressway and down there. For the best service, warranty, and price for the long haul, it's Rivera's Machinery. AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina is joining us, and here I don't see any references of moisture in the forecast. So I guess we're done with rain for how many more days would you say, Jason?
It's going to be dry for a bit here.
Is that like a week or maybe?
My window just closed. Hang on.
Let me go back to the forecast.
Here we go. All right. Yeah, at least into the weekend. I didn't pull it all the way up into next week. So
Did you see at the tail end of any cool front coming down here? Maybe after the weekend, early next week?
Yeah, let's roll it out 10 days and see what we got here. Yeah, actually, that's Monday night. Never mind. I was like, oh yeah, the temperature's down to 78. That's overnight. Good Lord, that is brutal.
Yeah, before you know it, enjoying overnight
I got
the 80s.
nothing for you.
Yeah.
Maybe next Friday it'll cool down, but we're talking from near 100 to near 90.
Yeah, just keep raising the temperature in that tropical soup in the Gulf. When we get this dry weather, hot weather. Yeah, that's what it is. Nothing to report for Texas travel. You're good today, right? Dallas.
Could be some thunderstorms up Houston way today. Couple of showers and a thunderstorm. Yeah, nothing too bad there. Dallas. let's see. It was, they tailed off Friday. Okay, so the storms tomorrow tailed off some. Now potential severe Sunday into Sunday night for Dallas, but other than San Antonio, thunder shower in spots today. So nothing too bad for travel across
Good
Texas.
news for the truckers. Anybody headed north from the maquilas or the packing sheds. The AccuWeather forecast. Highs today should be low 90s, Mid-Valley, Western Valley, and, of course, at the beach with our neighbor, Elon Musk, all the gang over at Starbase. Port of Brownsville as well. Upper 80s at South Padre for today. And that's the forecast for tomorrow and the following day and into Saturday. Hey, at least by Sunday, we'll be probably at triple digits. That's definitely beach weather by Sunday. Let's check the menu for today. It is National Jelly Bean Day.
Oh, I'm down with jelly beans.
Yeah, and of course they're really, really bad for your teeth.
Oh, terrible.
And why don't you give a bag to the school bus driver? It's a day that we appreciate the school bus driver. The only day of the year that we appreciate the school bus driver. Hope your kids have a good one on that one. All right, pal. We'll check with you.
All right.
Here coming up.
A little bit.
That's AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Katerina, 710 KURV. If you are an entrepreneur, you are inventing stuff to send to market or maybe cooking stuff to send to market, heads up. Time is almost up for entrepreneurs in Texas who are hoping to get statewide distribution through HE-Butt.
HEB says entries for the 2026 Quest for Texas Best contest must be in by April 22nd. The competition offers a shot at $100,000 in total prize money, plus something just as valuable for many small companies, the chance to get on HEB store shelves across Texas. The top 4 products will be recognized this fall in San Antonio. The grand prize winner gets $50,000. Past entries have included everything from cookies and coffee to empanadas, pickles, pho, salsa, and spices. Registration at heb.com/quest.
Freddie's going, yeah, he said April 22nd. Yeah, that's today. You might want to visit the HE-Butt website and see how you can get your stuff to market. It's 13 minutes after the hour on the Valley's Morning News. A proposed rule change for HUD might be affecting some folks in Texas.
It would require that everyone living in HUD-assisted housing either be a U.S. citizen or have legal status. Trudy Taylor-Smith is with Children's Defense Fund Texas. She says under the current policy,
no one who's undocumented is accessing housing assistance. But if you are a U.S. citizen or an eligible immigrant in a family where some people qualify, others don't, you're able to live together in HUD-assisted housing, and you just pay prorated rent.
Under the new rule, mixed status families, think undocumented parents of a U.S. citizen child, would be ineligible. She says this would affect thousands of Texas families, would only increase homelessness, plus the government would lose out on the extra funds being paid by mixed status families. Barbara Schwartz, News Talk 710 KURV.
You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV on this April 22nd, which for us, it's a special program day. We'll be visiting our family in Weslaco. It's the Weslaco State of the City address. We'll speak about that with our mayor, Adrian Gonzalez, next on the Valley's Morning News. They have, for 2 years in a row now, they have reached a high water mark in sales for Weslaco. Drainage issues, the big news from the airport as well. Stay tuned. The Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the state of the city, Weslaco.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
McCreary Aviation, happy 80th birthday. Bob McCreary, who comes through those doors when it comes to charter, rental, lessons?
On the flight side, flight schools and people like that, it's everything. We see teenagers coming in, young adults that want to come in, make a career out of it. We get business people that want to do it and have the ability to travel for business, maybe buy their own airplane or rent and go places. Or we have people that just want to do it for fun. We get people who have come in, they'll use our charter service to move around, and they find that they really like this, so they have a big demand for travel. If you have a travel need, just give us a call. And oftentimes, share with the chief pilot, hey, I need to be here at this time. I need to be back by this time. Can you do it? And if so, we give you a quote. How much is it? And then make your decision and go.
Leave and return on your timeline. Fly McCreary Aviation. Phone number 956-686-1774. Visit their website, McCraryAviation.com for their 24/7 emergency phone number.
This is your news, weather, and talk station. News Talk 710 KURV and KURV.com.
News Talk 710 KURV is your station in the Valley for Astros baseball. They got a day game today and they're off tomorrow. So they will be hosting the Yankees this weekend. 6:40 broadcast on Friday. Astros baseball on 710 KURV, made possible in part by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. We're celebrating our family in the Mid-Valley in Weslaco. It's the State of the City address. Our Mayor Adrian is in the studio, and we have so much to talk about today. Let me begin with the stat that you threw at me. 50,000 people. That's what we probably have right now in Weslaco.
Yeah, no, I think it's grown. The last census we had was back in 2020, I believe, and I think we were at 42, 45. So by now, I think that we're way over 50. It's just a growing city. And, hey, people want to move to Weslaco. People want to be in Weslaco.
And probably an undercount.
Yeah,
in 2020.
no, I'm pretty sure.
On top of the growth that we've seen.
I'm pretty sure
in
it was the COVID year, so I don't think they got an accurate count on that. But, again, it's a growing community, and we're loving it.
How many neighborhoods are in development in the city or around the city? Because
I think we have a lot of new development going on around the city. There's about maybe 4 or 5 big developments, big neighborhoods that are coming into the city of Weslaco, and actually they're annexing into the city of Weslaco. And you're talking about there's about 3 subdivisions that are going to be over 600 to 700 homes.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very nice homes, so it's going to continue to grow.
Yeah. And everything's connected. Donna's growing next door. Mercedes, también. And that section in the Mid-Valley, it's not one big fat entity, but you combine everything. It is developing into a huge core of the million people that are already in Hidalgo County.
Yeah, just a little brief of what I'll be talking about today in the state of the city.
Yeah.
Is about collaboration, and being a region, right? And we have, like you just mentioned, Donna, Mercedes, the Delta area, Progreso, Alamo. I call that the Mid-Valley. And I know that, when we win, they win. And when they win, we win. It's just a whole, it's teamwork, and there's a lot going on in the Mid-Valley, and just helping one another and helping each other grow. You see that happening right now.
Adrian Gonzalez, our mayor for the city of Edinburgh, joining us. It's time for Weslaco to present the state of the city. The gathering, of course, this conversation recorded before the event. The airport in Weslaco is making big news. And I know you got something coming up in the near future. Who would you say is the main client right now at the Weslaco Airport?
Well, we have a lot of people in there. Mr. Payne is has a huge hangar that we
Payne Auto Group, Weslaco area.
Yes, Mr. Bud Payne. Yeah. We actually had the governor out there in his hangar, beautiful hangar that he has. Mm-hmm. But we have several other tenants that are out there.
When you say the governor, you're talking about like law enforcement, the presence for
the governor Abbott.
Yeah, but on behalf of the state.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
On behalf of the state of Texas.
Yes.
And they're using it for law enforcement.
Yeah, when he came down, it was to award us that $26 million for the expansion of the runway and a new hangar. A lot of it is, we have National Guard right close by. We have the Coastal Guard. We have different of those entities that are there. So that airport is growing tremendously, and we're working every day. Our state rep, Mando Martinez, has really helped out. Right now he's sitting in as our interim director while we do the hiring process, and he's done a tremendous job in keeping the ball rolling. Working alongside, our drainage district with Raul Cecine and, all the future plans that they have, because we have a big old canal that we're going to have to put under and expand that runway. So there's a lot of good things happening in that airport, and we're extremely excited for all of it.
Our mayor for Weslaco, Adrian Gonzalez, joining us as we're going to recap some of the big news from Weslaco. It is his State of the City address that is taking place on on this day. If you hear the recording later on, it's on Wednesday, April 22nd, back to the airport. So Mando Martinez, for folks who know him, or state representative from the Weslaco area, he's a former air ambulance technician.
Now he's a pilot.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I say because I met Mando many years back before he became a state lawmaker. He helped evacuate my dad from the Valley back to a neuro center up in Houston.
Oh.
And that's how we met. Oof.
Was
Many
it
ye's before.
Airback or something like that? That's what he worked with?
Yes.
Airback?
That's what he was. And he kept my dad stable all the way up there. And it's a good choice.
Yes.
On the interim director for now.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
Yeah, he's going to be very busy in 2027. You may want to find somebody else, somebody run the show. But it seems like to me that the airport is a linchpin for a lot more economic activity in the city of Weslaco, right around the corner. Yeah, being, of course, a good distribution hub. As you mentioned, the military is right there, but also a lot of business opportunities as well.
There's a lot of business opportunity. Our industrial park is just down the road,
Yes.
and I know a lot of people have want to land their planes here, and if they have a business close by or a distribution or manufacturing company close by, but it's perfect, but there is a lot of growth. There's a lot of things that are going on around our industrial park. I know we're 50% sold, over 50% sold in our industrial park. And I've had some meetings with Steve, our EDC director, on the possible individuals that want to go in there. And man, I've learned so much about different things, and how energy is created, through how you can create energy through waste, just different things like that, how, so there's a lot of good things that are going on.
Yeah. And the phone's ringing.
Like
it's ringing next door. McAllen, Brownsville, and everybody else there's a lot of energy, and it's all building on each other. Yeah. Our Mayor Adrian Gonzalez, City of Weslaco drainage. You mentioned drainage at the airport.
Yeah, drainage is a big deal, and we have a neighborhood just close to the airport that's in a benefit of this monies that we received to improve our drainage.
Part of the 26 million that the governor had announced for the airport.
Sir. And we continue doing drainage all over the city. We have that RDF at Pablo Peña Park that continues to we're
RDF, the rain detention facility.
Yes,
right?
sir.
The hole in the ground.
Yes, the hole in the ground that people always say, "What are you doing to our park?" But it's a necessity. This RDF is going to affect 950 homes.
No,
it's going to help out 950 homes. Keep that water there. But I tell people, I go, just wait till it's done. It's going to look a lot better. Yeah. It's going to be able to be utilized. So, but a lot of people, they go like, hey, what's that hole in our park?
Yeah, like you said, wait for the next gully washer, and then point to us. All that flooding you had in the past. There
it's all right the there. It's all in that hole.
Wait. Oh, look at that. Here come the duckies. Little duckies.
Yeah.
The actual use of that water, though, I've often wondered how we can maybe use it in land nearby, or like what use?
Well, there's a lot of individuals that have been coming around and with this new technology and how to, capture that water, and I know there's a lot of people working on that. I mean, I always say, because we have, of course, a water shortage. And we're trying to figure out ways of how to, be able to reuse a lot of this, whether it's the wastewater and, from our water treatment plants to rainwater to whatever, water that's accessible. Yeah. So, there's just a lot of ideas out there.
Our mayor for Weslaco, Adrian Gonzalez, rapidly growing Weslaco, that is more than likely at about 50,000 people and still growing at a very fast clip, like everybody else around here, which of course presents infrastructure, roads, and you mentioned drainage, and developing new subdivisions. You got power connections to all of that, internet as well. Just real quick, top of mind, and not to steal too much of your thunder, but on all those things that I mentioned that are a part of the growing pains of the city of Weslaco.
Yeah, because we've paved a lot of our roads, a lot of the main corridor roads. And of course, with that comes the detours of traffic and people like, hey, the road's closed. But once it's done, people love it. We've had several different projects going on, and we continue to work on the roads, and we're still going to continue to work on our drainage. And as we go, there's a lot of things that happen along the way, and like you said, the growing pains. Right?
Where is our city in West? Where are we growing? North, south? Like, where's most of the development taking place right now?
A lot of the development is
Homes
happening on the north side. On the north side, but the growth is all over the place. But a lot of it is on the north side.
There's still a little bit of a stretch between North Weslaco and what will eventually become North Weslaco at Chelsea.
Yes,
it's still there. But it's moving in that where that's the area that's filling
moving in that direction. Our ETJ goes all the way to mile 14 and a half. The city limit stops in mile 10. But like I said, there's one of the new subdivisions that just annexed into the city. That's gonna produce 750 homes, and that's on mile 11. And it's I believe over 150 acres of land that's going to be developed. So a lot of that it's moving to the north.
What type of industry do you see coming to Weslaco near future? I know Steve's kind of working on this. Everybody seems to be working on all type of expansion of new or high-tech type of industry, maybe a complement to that distribution.
There's a lot going on. I know ever since I've gotten elected, I've always been trying to push the manufacturing side of things and then the industrial side of things. And, with this port, when everything happening with the port of Bronzeville, we're hoping that maybe we can go and get one of those tier 1, tier 2s, to complement what's coming in. And what better place than Weslaco in the Mid-Valley, where the logistics side of things is just right there. We're right smack in the middle. So, and I know Steve is working extremely hard on trying to push that, and we're working alongside our educational institutions, our high schools, our colleges as well, and making sure that we're prepared for anything that comes our way. If any manufacturing company comes, hey, if they ask that question about, do we have that workforce? Well, we want to be prepared as well, not only with the water and the power that's required to put one of these manufacturing companies, but also the workforce.
Another interesting metric for the city. Congratulations. 2 years in a row now, $1 billion in taxable sales.
Yes.
So you crossed the $1 billion sales mark.
Yes.
And still growing.
Still growing.
No looking back from
There's no looking back.
All right. Anything else you want to share?
No, I'm just really excited, and I hope that people tune in. I believe we'll be on Facebook and social media outlets, and are able to see all the growth and all the good things that are happening in Weslaco. And like I said, I'm one of those that speaks my mind and not always politically correct. So there'll be a little bit of some fireworks in that state of the city.
And as I let you go in this segment, have you gone to see mom or your abuelita, your mom? Like, who's cooking for you?
Right? My grandma.
Your grandma, right?
My grandma.
Hijito, estás muy flaco. It's like, have you begun to see her?
When I went, I was there, the other day, and she tells me, she's 94 years old, and she's been feeling under the weather, or she's been, getting to that age, and she tells me that. You're just getting skinny. You want me to cook for you? Knowing that she can't cook anymore, but always with that, let me cook. Let me cook you something. But no, she's in good spirits.
Yes, excellent. It's good to see you, Mayor.
Likewise.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Mayor Adrian Gonzalez, our mayor for Weslaco, and congratulations to our mayor for his State of the City address.
Look at the rack on that one. You know that buck's been eating Purina Antler Max 20 because it ensures maximum antler growth.